Hey everyone, welcome to Encore, and today we're going to talk about hot pots. So now we're going to move on to our satin and shimmers, okay? And it's not exactly going to tell you if it's satin or shimmer until you try it on, but they all pretty much fall under shimmer. Really, it's almost the same finish, really. Some of them have a little bit of specks of reflex, or some of you guys call it glitters. But as far as texture is concerned, they're all pretty much the same. So, starting off with SO1. SO1 is the light green, and this is comparable to Lustreleaf and also to Aquavert. I have Aquavert in here. Okay, and there it is. Identical. Okay, our next color is SO2. And that's identical, guys, to MAC Brill. Alright, next one is a beautiful gold. This is the SO3. And that's the closest I can match it with is Dreammaker. This is Dreammaker, and that's SO3. Okay, our next one is SO4, and the closest I can find is Zonk Bleu. There it is, Zonk Bleu. And then this is SO5. And SO5 is Patina. SO6. And SO6, again, is close to Plum Dressing, only in a shimmer version of the one I showed you guys earlier. SO7. And the closest to that I found is Solar White. This is limited edition. Okay, moving on to SO8. And SO8 is Purple Haze. And this is SO9. And the closest to this, guys, is Honey Lust. Alright, and this is S10. And the closest, guys, is Sumptuous Olive for this one. Here's S11. And the closest to this, again, is Kelly, only in the shimmer version. The next one, S12. And the closest to this is Fresh Water. Here's my Fresh Water. And that's S12. Okay, S13. And the closest to this, guys, is Trax. This one's S14. And the closest to this is Contrast. Here's S15. And the closest to this, guys, is Paradisco. Here's S16. And the closest to this is Nocturnal. S17 is Cranberry. This is S18. Closest to this one, guys, is Bitter. Moving on to S19. That's Parfait Amour is the closest to that. And here's S20. And the closest to this is a pro color called Vibrant Grape. Vibrant Grape. Alright, this is S21. And the closest to this is Romping. I have a Romping right here. That's S21. Alright, S22. There you go. And another pro color comparable is Brick. MAC Brick. Here's S23. And Deep Truth. So Deep Truth would be the close, almost exact comparable to this one. So that's Deep Truth for the S23. Moving on to S24. And that's Shimmer Moss is the closest to this color. Shimmer Moss. And then here's 25. And for S25, Gulfstream is the closest. Here's Gulfstream. And there's the S25. S26. It's a beautiful silver. There you go. Of course, the closest to that is Electra. There's Electra. And that's S26. Let's go to S27. And the closest comparable to that is Narrow. It's just a little darker, but once you put it on, it actually almost look alike. So that's S27. Let's move on to S28. And the closest to that is Sketch. Almost identical. Okay. Let's go to S29. And the closest to this, guys, is Rye. MAC Rye, like from the Catherine Deneuve collection. It's the same exact color. And this one's S30. And this is comparable to Twinks. And here's S31. And S31 is exactly like Pink Papillon from the Madame B collection. S32. And that's comparable to another Pro color, and this is Coral. S33. And this is comparable to Texture. S34. And that's comparable to Bold and Brazen. S35. And that's comparable to Satin Taupe. This is Satin Taupe, S35. S36. And the closest to this is Amber Lights. S37. And the closest to this is Retrospec. And then finally S38 is the shimmery version of Ho. The one that I broke earlier. Okay, so those are the 38 colors that has a satin shimmery color. And then there are 5 blushes, and they're the B series. Okay, so here's B04. And it's really, really close to Melba. Here's B03. And this is exactly like Pinch Me blush. Here's B01. And this actually reminds me of an eyeshadow called Stomp. But it's actually also comparable to Slave to Love. And this one's B02. And this is exactly like a pro blush called Dirty Plum. And then finally there's B05. And this is comparable to Sweet as Cocoa. And that's pretty much it. I think this is definitely going to benefit a lot of us who's trying to save a little bit of money these days, and adding these to our kits. So hopefully that's something that's going to help you too. So until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.